All right, get ready for a story that is just absolutely wild. We're talking about a massive fortune, some serious family drama, and a rivalry so bizarre you're just not going to believe it. Today, we are unpacking the story of one man, a lost inheritance, and the furry, four-legged opponent standing right in his way. I mean, it's a question we've all thought about, right? What would you do if a life-changing amount of money suddenly fell into your lap? But what if getting your hands on it meant you had to face an obstacle you never, ever saw coming? And this is where our story just goes completely off the rails. Yeah, you heard me right. The biggest competitor for a multi-billion-dollar fortune isn't some long-lost brother or a scheming cousin. Nope, it's a dog. A very, very rich dog. Okay, let's set the stage. Meet our guy, Akhil Lokhande. His life is basically a nonstop hustle. Seriously, one day he's a background dancer in a movie, the next he's pretending to be a cricket umpire, anything and everything to make a buck. He's got these huge dreams, but for now, he's just stuck in the daily grind. And this right here really breaks it down. Over in column A, that's the dream, marrying the love of his life, Sakshi, and just having a normal, happy life. But the reality? Well, that's column B. It's a never-ending cycle of odd jobs, being flat broke, and taking care of a father who's been supposedly sick for a year, draining every last rupee from him. And here is the ultimatum that really lights a fire under him. Sakshi's dad, a guy who literally loves sitting in the dark to save on his electricity bill, lays it out for him, plain and simple. No money, no daughter. Akhil has to become rich, or that dream of his is totally dead in the water. So just when it feels like all hope is lost, the story takes a massive turn. This is that one moment, that one shocking discovery that is about to flip Akhil's entire world completely upside down. And bam! Just like that, everything he thought was true is a lie. The man in the hospital? He's not his father. He's a total fraud who's been using Akhil like a personal ATM. The real truth, hidden away in some old love letters and a locket, is that his actual father is a guy named Panalal Johri, a diamond tycoon living in Bangkok. And you just can't make this up. Talk about cruel irony. In the exact same moment he finds out he's the son of a billionaire, a news report flashes across the screen. His new father has just died. He literally found him and lost him in the same breath. But, with that terrible loss comes this staggering opportunity. This is the size of the inheritance we're talking about. 3,000 crores. It's a number so huge it could fix every single problem Akhil has ever had. By all accounts, he's the sole heir. Or so he thinks. Okay, now we're getting to the real heart of it. Akhil races to Bangkok, totally ready to claim his new life. But when he gets to his father's massive mansion, he finds out there's a furry little complication waiting for him. So the lawyer sits him down and confirms there's a will. And it says that the entire 3,000 crore estate was left to someone his father loved, someone he considered more than a son. So who is this mystery person who just swooped in and grabbed Akhil's entire future? And there you have it. The sole heir is a golden retriever named Entertainment. Apparently, after losing Akhil's mother, his father was heartbroken, and this dog saved him from despair. So in his will, he left everything to the dog. Akhil's rival for a billion-dollar fortune is literally a dog. So with his back against the wall, Akhil's desperation completely takes over. He decides there's only one way forward. The dog has to go. He manages to get himself hired as Entertainment's caretaker, all while secretly plotting how to get rid of his furry competition. What happens next is just a hilarious disaster. I mean, every single one of his plans backfires in the most spectacular way, and usually Akhil ends up getting hurt way worse than the dog. He tries everything, but it's like Entertainment has a guardian angel or something. And this is the turning point. When a couple of actual villains show up and try to kill Akhil, it's Entertainment who jumps into action. The dog risks his own life to save the very same guy who's been trying to get rid of him. It's just a moment of pure, selfless loyalty. And that one act of loyalty just completely shatters Akhil's whole worldview. He has this realization that he's been the real monster all along, and this dog has just shown him what it actually means to be human. His mission of sabotage completely transforms into a bond of friendship. But of course, right when our two heroes finally team up, a new threat shows up. It seems like a fortune this big is a magnet for greedy people, and Panalal's second cousins, Karan and Arjun, arrive with a really devious plan to steal it all. Now, their plan is actually pretty clever. The will says the money goes to entertainment. But years ago, Panalal had also started a company with the same name, the Entertainment Company, and he'd made his cousins shareholders. So they argue the will is talking about the company, not the dog. And because the will never explicitly uses the word dog, the judge actually rules in the cousin's favor. In an instant, it's all gone. Akil and Entertainment lose everything. They are thrown out of the mansion and left with absolutely nothing. But this is where that bond they formed becomes their greatest weapon. After hitting rock bottom, Akil, who is now fiercely protective of Entertainment, vows he's going to get back what's theirs and expose those cousins for the frauds they are. So they come up with a plan that is straight out of a movie. They know the brothers are super superstitious, so they decide to make them think the ghost of Entertainment is haunting them. The goal? Scare them so badly that they confess everything on a hidden camera. And the crazy plan actually works. They get the confession. But during the final showdown, one of the villains pulls a gun and fires it at Akil. And without even hesitating, Entertainment leaps in front of him, takes the bullet, and saves his life one last time. So in the end, they do get the money back. The bad guys are arrested, Akil has everything he ever wanted. The money, the girl, the good life. But as he's looking at his loyal friend fighting for his life, it really brings up the true question of the whole story. And the answer is pretty simple. Akil realizes that the connection he built with Entertainment, that unbreakable, selfless bond, is worth so much more than any amount of money. That was the real treasure he found on his journey from a broke hustler to a truly rich man.